Wow, what an electrifying turn of events. Roman Reigns has done the unthinkable, making a shocking and unforgettable return at Money in the Bank that has left the entire WWE Universe speechless. In a dramatic and brutal showdown, Reigns emerged from the shadows at the perfect moment to crush Seth Rollins' hopes and steal the victory in the most jaw-dropping fashion imaginable. If you thought Reigns was gone for good, think again, because the tribal chief came back not just to make a statement, but to reclaim his dominance in the most calculated and ruthless way possible. Nobody saw it coming. Just as Seth Rollins was moments away from securing the Money in the Bank briefcase, having fought through a gauntlet of fierce competitors with the help of his powerhouse faction, Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed, the unthinkable occurred. The lights in the arena went out, plunging the crowd into darkness. When they returned, the sight was pure chaos. Roman Reigns stood tall atop the ladder, the briefcase in his grasp, while his former Shield brother, Rollins, lay unconscious below. The crowd erupted in a mix of disbelief and wild excitement, watching history unfold before their eyes. Rollins, stunned and barely able to react, reached for the briefcase, only for the arena to explode with the unmistakable sound of Roman Reigns' theme music. In that spine-tingling instant, Reigns emerged from the crowd like a phantom of vengeance, delivering a bone-crushing spear that shattered both Rollins and the ladder beneath them. Amid the wreckage, Reigns rose first, fueled by pure determination. As Rollins began to stir, the tribal chief ascended the remains of the ladder with predatory intent, seized the microphone dangling above the ring, and whispered a chilling message: "This was always mine." Moments later, he unhooked the briefcase, sealing his victory and solidifying his place back at the top. Cameras captured the stunned and horrified expression on Paul Heyman's face at ringside, a reaction that spoke volumes. The dynamics of WWE have now shifted entirely. Reigns holds the Money in the Bank contract, giving him an unparalleled strategic advantage. Rollins' faction, once considered unstoppable, now looks fractured and vulnerable. Heyman's visible inner conflict hints at a possible fracture in their alliance, raising more questions than answers. Was this a betrayal in the making? Is a shift in loyalty on the horizon? Backstage sources suggest that Reigns had been secretly planning this return for weeks, if not months, waiting for the most devastatingly effective moment to strike. His choice to target Seth Rollins wasn't just strategic, it was personal. This wasn't about just grabbing the briefcase. It was about making a statement to his former ally and the entire WWE roster. Roman Reigns didn't just return, he executed a masterclass in psychological and physical warfare, making it clear that he remains the most dominant, cunning, and dangerous figure in WWE. Now that Roman Reigns is back in possession of the Money in the Bank briefcase, the landscape of WWE has changed forever. The big question on everyone's mind: when will he cash in? Will Seth Rollins recover from this humiliation and retaliate? Could Paul Heyman betray his current allies and realign with the tribal chief? The drama is only beginning to unfold. Hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and make sure you're subscribed. Because when Roman Reigns makes his next move, it will shake WWE to its core, and you won't want to miss a second of it. This is the beginning of the tribal chief's ultimate revenge. Stay tuned. Absolutely. Here's a much longer and more detailed version of the original text, fully paraphrased and expanded into a dramatic, narrative-style recap with no line or page breaks. In what may go down as one of the most unforgettable moments in WWE history, Roman Reigns made an absolutely stunning and earth-shattering return at Money in the Bank, leaving the entire WWE Universe in utter disbelief. Just when fans thought they had seen everything and believed that Seth Rollins was finally on the verge of claiming victory and securing the Money in the Bank briefcase, the night took a turn that no one could have anticipated. The tribal chief, Roman Reigns, returned from the shadows at the most crucial moment imaginable and rewrote the entire narrative of the match, and potentially the future of WWE itself. He didn't just come back to make an appearance. He returned with a purpose, with a plan, and with a vengeance. And he executed it all to perfection. The atmosphere in the arena was already electric as the crowd watched Seth Rollins dominate his way through the competition. Backed by his powerful and destructive faction, consisting of the ever-manipulative Paul Heyman, the monstrous Bronson Reed, and the rising powerhouse Braun Breaker, Rollins had seemingly overcome every possible obstacle in his path. With each opponent taken out and the latter standing tall in the ring, it looked inevitable. Rollins, known as the Visionary, was poised to grab the briefcase and once again place himself firmly in the championship spotlight. Fans were already on their feet, bracing for the final seconds of what had been an incredible, chaotic bout. Rollins ascended the ladder, reaching upward toward his prize, but fate had a far different plan. Without warning, the arena was plunged into darkness. The lights shut off completely, casting the venue into eerie silence, broken only by murmurs of confusion and anticipation. And then, in a moment that sent shockwaves through every fan in attendance and watching at home, the lights returned, and there, standing tall atop the ladder, was none other than Roman Reigns. The crowd exploded in a deafening mix of cheers, gasps, and screams as the shocking sight unfolded before their eyes. Seth Rollins, just moments earlier steps away from victory, now lay in a heap on the mat below, motionless and helpless. The briefcase that should have been his was already clutched tightly in Roman's hand. Before anyone could process what was happening, Roman's entrance theme, those haunting, commanding chords that signaled dominance, blared through the arena speakers. The crowd's reaction hit a fever pitch. Rollins, dazed and confused, tried to get to his feet. But Roman, never one to miss a dramatic entrance, wasn't done yet. Emerging from the crowd like a ghost from the past, Reigns launched himself at Rollins with a devastating spear that sent both men crashing through the ladder. The structure shattered under the impact as chaos erupted around them. Bodies flew, steel bent, and momentum shifted in an instant. For a moment, both men lay in the wreckage. Then, true to his persona as a predator and champion, Roman Reigns rose first. With a cold, determined look in his eyes, Reigns climbed the remnants of the mangled ladder, one rung at a time, his body battered but his will unshaken. He reached the microphone hanging above the ring, pulled it toward himself, and with a smirk, leaned in close and whispered a line that sent chills through the entire building. "This was always mine." With that declaration, he unhooked the briefcase and held it high above his head as the crowd roared with a mix of awe, fear, and admiration. The camera immediately panned to the ringside area, where Paul Heyman, longtime advisor and master manipulator, was caught with a look of pure horror on his face. His expression told a story of its own. Was it shock? Betrayal? Panic? One thing was clear: the return of Roman Reigns, it may be more dangerous than ever be.